streets to the metal hand of God. Metal hand of God. I'd like to welcome all you freaks to the metal hand of God. We some nerds with the urge, the purge on some line. Show them the dick print and hit them with the ride. The love doctor tell you how to get the Ichabod. Crane, Adam.
And welcome back to the Metal Hand of God podcast. I am your host, Wayne, and I am staring at Adam because he's staring at me in this camera, and it's really off-putting. How are you guys doing today? I'm really off by this. It really threw me off big time. We are the Metal Hand of God podcast, the most dangerous podcast on the internet, and we don't give a fuck. Today, I have with me not only the psycho-eyed Adam staring at me through this camera, but also
the Rum Guy.
That's right, and we have a guest returning back who actually is... He doesn't know this, I think, but he spawned one of the most hated characters ever of this show. Mr. Dave Pollot, how are you?
I'm well, and I remember that.
Yes! Oh my God! I'm so glad you remember that because he comes around every once in a while.
Oh my God, it's so annoying.
Just to piss me off.
But how are you doing?
Do it.
I'm great. How are you guys?
We're good.
Doing wonderful. Does Adam have audio? Or is he just...
Hi, Dave.
It's so much nicer that I can put like a face to the name now. I can see those... clearly you go to the dentist. You have very nice teeth.
Aww.
Yep.
I did go to the dentist recently, and I don't have any cavities.
Well, that's so
great.
good. That's awesome.
Wow,
Fantastic.
that's why you're angry. You can't poo.
What?
I just pooed.
Different type of cavity.
Different
Never
cavity.
mind, go ahead.
Different cavity, dude. Completely.
Oh, that's funny. That's funny. Dave, do you think that's funny? I think that's funny.
Anyway, moving on. Wayne, take it.
Take what?
What you been up to, Dave?
Yeah, Dave, how's it been going, man? Like, tell us the world
Well,
of
it's
Mr. Pollot.
been what, about 2 years?
It's been a long time.
Has it been only 2 years? I feel like it's been more than that.
Maybe it is.
I actually think it's been. I think Dave came on the show when we were like still in like double-digit numbers. I think it was like in the 20s.
Because time has just moved so slow.
Right, because you're such an old gentleman. I understand.
Well,
The past, Dave. This is the present. What's going on in the present, Dave?
Man, in the present. So I just pretty recently I just quit my job. That was
Whoa.
sweet.
That's scary, Dave.
Yeah, Dave.
It's scary, but at the same time, and I got a bit of a cold, so if I sound a little nasally, that's just that's because of that. But
That's just the way you sound.
You sound
it's just the way I sound. No, so I wrote software for like 15 years, and it got to the point where I was doing the software during the day, and I was trying to art at night. My wife never saw me. So it just got to a point where we need to do something. So you had to kind of pick your passion. And I chose the art, and I said, see you later, software.
Well, that's great, though.
Yeah.
You happy with the choice? I mean, I think that's great if you stand behind it.
This happened January 3rd was my last day at the software gig, and then immediately after that, I started painting a giant 24-foot mural in a building in downtown Rochester for
Sweet.
Yeah. So, I mean, but that was like a 9 to 5 kind of a thing every day. I went in and did that. So it didn't really feel like I left a job. It felt like I just went to a different job.
Yeah.
And then I thought I finished that. And that was like 2 weeks ago. And I took a vacation because I was working like 16-hour days doing that thing. And then I went to turn in my key pass for this mural, and the guy was like, I think they want more. So I'm back at it. So,
Wow.
Yeah, so I'm going to do that for a little bit longer. And I've got some other projects that I'm kind of working on. So it's just, I'm trying to find some time to just like read and drink and,
Well, drink. Don't worry about reading. The books will always be there.
Yeah, right.
As the Rum Guy will tell you, just drink on the job.
Yeah.
Well, it's funny. I have a fun story about so I used to drink. I would have like a beer a night, kind of a thing. But sometimes it was like a bigger beer. And in
Like
fact,
me.
last time you guys and I talked, I think I opened myself a beer. And
You did.
Yeah. Well, so it's kind of crazy. I don't know why I was such an idiot, but I was going to the gym. I was being pretty healthy otherwise, eating pretty healthy, but I was still kind of not. I don't know. I didn't feel right physically, and I definitely had some like extra pounds around my midsection, whatever.
Sure.
And I was like, "What the hell's going on?" Like, yeah, there you go.
Exactly. I just saw the Death Star in there. Go ahead.
But and it just happened that like one night I looked at the calorie count of this beer that I was drinking right before bed.
Don't do that.
And it was like 700 Jesus Christ.
What type of beer was it?
Let me see if I remember the actual name of it.
An
It was like
unhealthy one.
It was a very unhealthy one.
Not that beer is healthy.
Was it a dark beer?
It was so I'm a lover of stouts. And,
Me too.
Yeah. I think this was from Perennial Ales. This might have been I don't remember exactly what it was called. But anyways, it was a barrel aged, a bourbon barrel aged stout.
Nice.
Yeah. And so after that I was like, oh, this is maybe not the best thing for me. So I really cut back on that. Now I have like a glass of wine a night, and I'm sophisticated now.
That's nice. Well, I have my wine in a glass too. It just comes in a bottle.
It just comes in a glass bottle.
But I do love the dark beers.
Bottle,
I mean,
I just don't drink the whole thing in one.
Yeah, well, that's good. That's probably healthier.
Probably. Although
what I do is I don't eat as much anymore. I cut down on my eating, but I figure that I got to balance. I got to feel full. So why eat my calories when I can just drink them?
Just drink the empty ones. That's perfect.
Yeah, it works.
Absolutely. So
but empty calories fill your soul. That's what I like to say.
I totally agree. Yeah. I'm just so mesmerized by it. So obviously your listeners can't see that we're all looking at this guy Adam, but
no, we thank God.
It's great though. It's just
it doesn't throw you off though. Like you're like trying to talk and there he is, the only one.
He's like the kid on the back of the bus that they forgot about.
Are you saying he's like the special kid that waves to everybody?
He is. He's the special. He's the one hanging out the window.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's that kid.
Nice.
But anyway, the mural. I wanted to ask you. You brought it up. What can I ask? What it's kind of detailing? I mean, I know that's what you're working on kind of right now. So.
I'm sorry. Say that again.
The mural.
The mural that you're working on. What is it really detailing or?
So this, like I said, so it's 12 feet high and 24 feet wide, and
that's crazy.
Yeah. So the company that I'm doing this for, they're like kind of like a business continuity company. They do like data backup and all of that kind of stuff.
Okay.
And so they're a tech company, and I think that they just either I don't want to say because I might be wrong, but sure. I think they maybe got acquired or something. But anyways, so they were building a new office.
It's just Google. Let's just come out with it. It's Google.
Not Google. No, it's a company called Datto. DATTO. So you can use Google to look up whether or not they were actually bought or whatever. But I'm sure I think that's probably public. But
hi Google.
There you go. But yeah, so they approached me like a year ago. They bought a little bit of artwork and they said, "Hey, would you be interested in painting a mural?" And I said, "Sure." And then we didn't talk for a year. And then they got back in touch with me and they're like, "Are you ready to start?" And I was like, "Oh, I need to quit my job." So
come on, I need a mural. God
right.
Damn it.
So then I started doing that. And it's been a lot of fun. This company is pretty sweet. They have a lot of, I guess, like fun little amenities for the people that work there. So they get free lunches, and they're building like a 2-story. Man, I hope I'm not like ruining anything by saying this, but they're building like a 2-story slide in their office. It's crazy.
Dave, I gotta admit that this Adam might be right. It does sound like Google.
It sounds like Google, but it's not. Yeah.
Hi Google.
Oh my Lord. Okay.
Dave, the last time we talked to you in a galaxy far, far away, you were painting pop culture paintings on top of like garage store paintings.
Yeah, I'm still doing that.
All right. I know it. At one point, I forget who it was, but a celebrity saw your work that it was related to their work. I don't know if it was like Doctor Who or something like that. I forget, but I remember seeing like somebody somebody famous showed your work. You remember who that was? Does this happen frequently?
Trying to get me to name drop.
Why not? Somebody
Yeah.
famous, like, hey, look, this
So-
guy did this thing.
Yeah, so the story with this one goes that there's a guy who also did a podcast, the Nerdist podcast. His name is Chris Hardwick. He actually is he started a whole network of podcasts, and I think he likes. First of all, he's super generous with like sharing other people's artwork and things like that. And he had shared some artwork that he bought from somebody else, a really great artist. Hold on, let me actually. I want to make sure that I spell her name correctly. Hold on one second. But anyway, so he had shared this woman's art, and
Susan Lucci.
no, her name is Jill McVarish.
Oh,
But anyway, so he had shared her art, and this was like this is a few years ago anyways, and someone commented on his Instagram like, oh, you should go check out Dave Pollot, which he did. And then he got in touch with me, and he found a picture that I had done. I had painted like Deadpool's face over like an old stuffy aristocrat
Nice.
general form. And he, I guess, from what he said anyways, he showed it to Ryan Reynolds, and he liked it. And so basically we got that painting to Ryan Reynolds. So
nice.
That's pretty awesome.
yeah, that was I mean, I'm
Did he pay you?
What's that?
Did Ryan Reynolds pay you as a cheapskate?
No, so Chris Hardwick, he bought it for Ryan Reynolds, so he paid for it.
Okay, is Chris Hardwick a cheapskate?
No, he's not. He's a super awesome guy, very, very nice guy, and not a cheapskate, as far as I know. Anyways, part of the thing is like I am so fucking awkward.
That doesn't sound like a no. It sounds like Dave is saying that Chris Hardwick is the kind of guy that stiffs you after buying $3,000 worth of wine.
No.
That's what Dave Pollot just said. Chris Hardwick. Hi, Chris.
Google.
No.
So
You're gonna make
typically-
Dave freak out here, you know.
No. I'm not. No, not at all. But I typically stay away from like the financial aspect of it, and I let my wife deal with that. She's like a shark.
She gets all the money anyway, right, Dave?
Yeah.
I haven't seen a paycheck in 17 years.
I like how you when it comes to Chris Hardwick, a guy you'll never speak to again, most likely. You're like, no, he's a super nice guy. Comes to your wife, you're like, she's an animal.
She takes it all.
You know, she has to touch your palette.
Your other paintbrush.
So you should be nicer. I'm sure
Well, I
she's.
think the point is that she doesn't have to, right?
True.
I think she does. It says in the law that she has to.
She has it in the law.
Yeah. Once you guys sign that paper.
How long you been married, Dave?
We have been married for going on 3 years.
I was going to say,
cool.
because I think you were just engaged the last time you were on.
He was.
Is that true?
Yeah, because I looked it up.
Just started dating.
I looked it up, and you were on episode number 109, and we're on. This is episode 438.
Holy shit!
Yes, it's been a while.
Yeah, that's what everyone says when they find out we've gone on this long. Usually it's then followed why.
As a matter of fact, I think she popped on air just briefly.
She
Oh,
did.
she did. She's just much more entertaining than I am, but I think that she actually just got this. It's like a foil press machine that like embosses and does so in interesting colors or whatever with old foil.
Neat.
She's so happy about this thing. She's upstairs in the office right now playing with this thing.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Like most of us are excited to get like, your smartphones or whatever. She got this thing from like 1940 and she is just
Dave, I'm excited to get a fucking $1 burrito from Taco Bell.
the little things, right?
Right. Also, I'm a big fat dude, so it's okay. Right, Adam? Taco Bell, right? Good choice.
I don't eat Taco Bell.
I know you don't. I know you don't.
So
Taco Bell is a thing that I haven't eaten in a very, very long. I think I've been there maybe 3 times. I feel like
I've been there
really
3 times in this
good
week.
if you're constipated, because you will shit your brains out.
just get the cold and blow special.
Hi, Taco Bell.
Wow.
I'm a Wendy's guy myself.
Oh, nice. You like redheads?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I really hope your wife's a redhead, because otherwise that's really awesome.
Yeah, you'd be in trouble.
There's no.
She's blonde.
I like redheads and crispy chicken sandwiches.
Nice. Yeah, they do have like the best spicy chicken sandwich.
It's incredible.
Hands down.
Yeah, and Biggie fries.
Do they do Biggie anymore though? That you just showing your age there.
No, you know what? We're not going to sit here and talk about what size fries Wendy's is what. No.
Come on!
No, we're not doing it.
We're having a conversation.
Well, I've got a question, Dave. Did you watch the Oscars, Dave?
No, I don't have cable anymore.
Oh, that's right. You don't have a job.
I don't have a job. I can't pay for shit.
True.
No, I was just curious if you're a movie watcher. Do you like the movies? Or?
Oh yeah, I love movies. I just don't get to watch the award shows that are on network television.
Did you happen to see the movie The Shape of Water?
I have not yet seen it. Because I don't go to theaters anymore because I got no money. No, I'm joking. No, but typically, like, so I have Netflix and I have HBO, and
that's what I got the Netflix too.
Yeah. So I wait for those things to come out, and then like the things that so I'm obsessed with a show called Rick and Morty. I love that show, so I bought that on iTunes. Just all.
Oh yeah.
Well, David,
It
you're
is a
really
great show.
curious about The Shape of Water. I'll just explain it to you so you get an idea for it, and you can watch it on Netflix later. Basically, if you want to watch it now for free, just watch Free Willy, but at the end of it, pretend that the kid fucks the dolphin.
The Willy was a whale.
Actually, the movie almost tit for tat
Is Splash.
Is the movie Splash.
And whale fucks the kid.
Right.
No,
so
it is the movie Splash.
if you watch
cousin,
Splash, it's the same thing.
He sent me the whole comparison side-by-side video, even certain scenes.
I saw it.
And the tank that was used was actually from the prop department from the movie Splash.
It's
and they just added some stuff on it.
It's fucking fun.
So like that movie, it was like maybe, I don't think it too far predates me, but I vaguely remember it was like Daryl Hannah maybe. And
yeah,
wait
Daryl Hannah, she was topless in that movie.
Hold on, Dave. How old are you?
Ron remembers every topless appearance of Daryl Hannah.
I do too. So what?
He's got a catalog.
It was like 3 of them.
I am 38.
Okay, so you're not. So you're not. It does not.
For that movie.
Yes. Yes.
You'll know that movie.
It came out in like in 1985.
Correct.
86?
Somewhere in that area.
Well, I mean, I probably didn't. My parents probably weren't like, "Hey, Daryl Hannah's topless in this movie. Let's get."
Well, you don't see her tits.
That was the big awkward moment for me and my mom. She took me to see the movie.
I don't remember seeing her tits in that movie.
Yeah, they were in it.
It was most awkward when Rum's mom was like, "Hey, she's got great tits."
Yeah, that was pretty weird. No, because Scott worked on that movie, and then that's the only reason we all went to see it. Because anything he did, we went to see it. So, but he's the one that was like, dude, he says it's the same freaking movie. They were so pissed off because it's like, I mean, so many scenes are the same.
Didn't it clean house at the Oscars? Didn't it? I
Yeah.
heard
It did. It really did.
And it was just because it's like, I mean, I'm vaguely familiar with the premise, but basically they've got this thing in captivity and she falls in love with it, kind of a thing. Right?
It's a merman.
Yeah.
They capture it.
Basically, except for at the end of it, instead of the Little Mermaid getting legs, the guy gets like fucking fish feet or some shit.
Yeah, it's Abe Sapien from fucking Hellboy.
It is. It's exactly.
Which one? I thought we were still talking about Splash. Sorry, because I was like, man, Splash did well at the Oscars. Jesus, like that'd be cool.
It's the remastered
It was almost
version.
as good as the new Ghostbusters movie. I finally saw that piece of crap.
Oh, don't even talk about that shit.
Oh, that was horrible. Horrible.
I saw it, and it was kind of.
Don't do it.
I don't know.
I wanted to like it.
Yeah,
and I just felt really cheated.
It's entertaining, at least, I suppose, but it wasn't. Obviously, it's not. But I mean, it's not even fair to compare those two movies. I feel like.
Come on,
No.
just be honest. You hate women. Just come out. Hardwick is cheap. Google won't build the water slide, and you hate women. Just say it, Dave.
All of those
Say
things,
it.
you've got it. You've got your soundbite.
And also do not forget, like you were looking at Like Water, and it cleaned up you said it cleaned up the Oscars. That only means that Hollywood really is into bestiality these days. I guess they got rid of like all the child rapists, and now they're going for animals.
No. That movie, Say My Name, won. So
Okay, all right. Well,
Was that
yeah,
the one about Destiny's Child?
yeah. Mhm.
No, it's
just the
I'm
one
sorry,
about child.
It's actually funny enough, though. It is whenever the name of the actual movie reminds me of an old David Helen Coe song. It's called "Call Me by My Name." It's about a 16-year-old boy who essentially gets statutorily raped by a 25-year-old guy,
Wow.
and that won an Oscar.
Jesus.
Go ahead.
Wow, that's
Go
brutal.
ahead, David Allen Coe. That's a great song.
Well, no, every time I see the title, I think of
What is wrong with old songs anyway? There were so many songs back from those eras that were all talking about kids, and it was just being creepy.
Come on, dude. Kip Winger sang about she's only 17.
Well, she was.
Right. Now, look, the guy's almost 60, and if he goes to sing that song, oh boy, that's bad.
Well, I don't know.
I mean, 17's only illegal in some states.
Well, it is legal here. I mean,
Well, most states, Adam.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If y'all
Yeah.
excuse me, I got something. I got.
Two different states.
Oh, that's funny.
Dave, did you think you were going to come on and talk about like kids getting raped by whales and 25-year-old men?
I was prepared for it.
He knew what he was getting into.
I usually am.
Yeah.
Oh,
God, he remembers.
Sure.
I mean, I know it was a long time ago, but bestiality, I don't know if he was prepared for that one.
No,
Look,
we may
just
have
be
touched on that.
sure. Just be sure to shoot your friend Chris Hardwick. Let him know, like if he's searching for a good podcast to put on his network that isn't afraid to talk about the taboo subject of a whale raping a child and winning
It's
an
us.
Oscar. It's us.
It's you guys.
that is just terrific, Adam.
So
Hey,
how
Dave.
did you actually put out these episodes? You said you were at 400 something. Is this once a week? Is this
We do it twice a week.
twice a week? Okay.
Yeah.
How much time does it take to do that?
14 and a half hours usually.
Yeah.
That's just trying to figure out how to use Skype.
And then the hour it takes to record, and then
Yeah.
like an hour to edit, and then that's
Wayne had to quit his job just to figure out Skype.
yeah, it took forever.
Yeah. It's retarded.
Uh,
Oh, hey, I was listening to the that old episode, and there was a question that we never asked you. I wanted to ask you this question.
Sure.
What started you in art, in painting? I mean, in doing it how you're doing it now. I mean, what started that?
Yeah, my wife, honestly, because so she loved thrift stores, like dragged me to them all the time. But she would go off and like look at dishes or clothes or whatever, and I couldn't stomach them. But there was just one time where she dragged me to, and I would always like go, but I just because I wanted to hang out with her, but very begrudgingly.
Sure.
And at one point I went over and I just looked at, they just had like stacks of artwork just sitting on the floor, but it was like, they were typically like these old like cheesy prints that you would have at your grandmother's house or whatever.
Right.
And we joked about painting something funny into them. I think she thought that was a great idea. So I didn't even realize that she had done this, but she went back to the thrift store that we had visited and came home with a background, actually a few backgrounds, and was like, hey, we joked about this, but I think you should try it. So I did. And then that was it.
That's cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
That was, it was 6 or 7 years ago now. So, and since then I've done probably 250 of them, I think. So at least.
That's good.
Yeah.
It's just one of those things, just like in any art, you just kind of see it and then put the vision onto it. I mean, I'm sure every time now you look at a painting or a print that you can alter, you're kind of like, oh, what can I do with that?
Oh man, yeah. I mean, even friends. Like, I don't do a lot on social media outside of the artwork, but you know, the few people that I do follow on like Instagram or whatever. I remember there was a kid that I used to work with, and I saw his like story or whatever, and he's at his parents' house, and there's a painting in the background. I was like, let me get that painting. So
That's so cool.
Yeah, he said no.
What an asshole!
I know. Yeah, that guy's an asshole.
Prick.
Did you ever think about sneaking into a museum and just?
No, I don't want to get shot or.
Oh well, well, don't get caught.
Yeah, right. Well, I've thought about like hotels, doing that at hotels.
Ooh, yeah, when you stay in a hotel room and just alter the work, that'd be funny.
But the problem is, like, I mean, I guess that they probably wouldn't, if you do it cleverly enough, like maybe they won't notice for a little while.
They won't notice. Yeah, just put little gnomes in the corner or something like that.
Right. Well, I just don't want to get charged for the. It all comes back to me not having a job anymore and not having.
Well, they wouldn't know it's you. Because that was like that. I don't,
There's different ways to look at this. You know, like I've actually done that in a hotel. The difference is, I don't go for the paintings. I go for the sheets. You know, the outer coverings, because they have those nice patterns, and I use a different paintbrush. But I add.
I thought that was going a completely different direction.
That's what I thought it was going.
Yeah, I'm with you guys on this.
Sometimes I get it on the walls. Sometimes I get it on the sheets.
I'll be right back. I smell smoke. Hold on a second. You guys go ahead.
All right, Rum's house is catching on fire in the middle of the episode.
I thought he was going to leave to go jizz on some sheets.
He might be doing that too.
He might.
I hope he's joking.
No, he's not.
No, it's Rome. There's very likely a fire somewhere nearby.
Yeah.
It's okay. He'll survive.
He'll be good.
That's kind of what he does.
That's his thing.
He goes to a place and something either falls apart or catches fire.
What are you talking about?
Or his hand gets crushed, or he gets stabbed by a hypodermic needle from a crackhead. You know, all kind of weird stuff happens to Rum.
Or he gets shot like Tony Stark, and then like he has to have like a Chinese doctor
build him a heart.
Yeah.
I don't know what I missed. I'm just back.
How's your house? Is it on fire?
No, my house is fine.
Good.
Sweet.
Good.
So what was smoking?
His
I'm
tumor.
not quite sure yet.
Me?
It's his tumor.
I have a hot tumor.
Well, they say if you smell smoke and you don't find fire, and no one else smells it but you, you got a brain tumor.
I thought that was a stroke.
That's a stroke, dude. It's completely different.
Oh fuck!
That's the things you usually have.
I must be having a stroke then.
Yeah.
This always smells like burnt toast around him.
It does. It's fucked up. I don't understand. I just thought my wife couldn't cook toast.
It's like, I did toast. It's just plain white bread.
You can't. I met her.
So what else is you got? A brand new year started here. You're working on a mural. You got some other things going on. How's the rest of the year playing out for you as you see it right now?
Good. It's one of those things where I feel like, when I left my job, I was like, I'm going to have time now to do things. And then I think it just seems like no matter what you do, you always find a way, at least I've always found a way to fill that time. So I never see as much as I want. But it's good. It's, just painting my face off. And I don't know.
Nice.
Yeah, I mean, I've got a bunch of other things that I'm kind of working on in tandem with this mural. So,
Dave,
it keep me busy.
Dave,
yeah,
you just gave me an amazing idea for your next painting, like we were talking about. You needed a face-off tribute.
A face with John Travolta and Nick Cage.
Yes.
What?
AKA the second greatest movie of all time.
No, Adam, it is not the second greatest movie.
Okay, third, behind Princess Diaries and Batman Begins.
You've never... Oh, wait, you've seen that one. I'm thinking of Princess Bride.
Princess Bride was awesome.
He's never watched The Princess Bride, but he's seen Princess Diaries.
Same thing.
No.
It's not the same thing, Adam, but it is a good movie.
The chick's hotter in Princess Diaries.
Voltaire, hair.
See, I like how...
Random quote, sorry.
You see, you stunned him. Now he's like just stuck. He doesn't know where to go from there.
Nowhere to go.
Hey, you can't go any better than Princess Diaries.
Oh Lord.
I'm
Which
gonna
one
leave you
was
to
that?
that.
Was that
Human Centipede.
Human Centipede?
Mhm.
No,
Mhm.
that's you don't want to even fuse.
That's
those
way
two
better
together.
than the Princess Diaries.
No, it's not.
If they put those two movies together, that'd be awesome.
No, it wouldn't.
No, it wouldn't.
Yes.
Stupid.
No, it'd be the weird human centipede in Morovia
The Princess
waiting for the
Centipede.
coronation. What? How does that work?
Wow, the Princess Centipede.
Princess Centipede.
I mean, if you're really going to follow the format of the Human Centipede, putting those together, you need another one to be in the center, another movie to be in the center.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
Oh, I like where you thought where your
Yeah,
mind
there
went
you
there.
go. There you go. Dave, you need to do a Human Centipede tribute with the Princess Diaries and something else on a painting. That would be fucking incredible.
The Human Centipede, Princess Diaries, and
something like that doesn't match any of them, like the color purple.
Okay, yeah, right. Something like accurate. Yeah, 12 Years a Slave. Jesus.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. That's even better.
12 Years a Slave and Princess Diaries are basically the same movie.
Oh, that's fucked up right there.
Pretty much the same movie. I mean, you know, you got to read the subtext, but you know, if you're smart, you figure out why.
I'm gonna watch
you
all
don't
of
know-
those.
If you don't know why 12 Years a Slave and Princess Diaries are the same movie, it's because you're fucking stupid. That's why.
I've never seen. I haven't seen either one of those. So
Isn't that with Brad? No, that's 7 Years in Tibet. I always get those confused.
yeah, Brad Pitt is in 7 Years a Slave or whatever, 12 years.
Yeah.
I forget what one of those numbers.
I really smell smoke.
Dave, I'm so glad you came back. This is so
I'm
much
happy
fun.
to be here.
This is. Oh, it's my neighbor's house.
Oh, your neighbor's house is on fire.
My neighbor's house is on fire.
You should go save your neighbors. You might.
No,
You
just
might-
make sure there's no fucking fire jumping on your house.
I was
Well,
gonna say,
there's no sirens yet. Why isn't there any sirens?
Well, you're on an island. Maybe, you know, do sirens get out that far?
Yeah, they come on the vehicles that use them.
Well, I'm just saying, like, maybe, I don't know if maybe there wasn't a fire engine that goes to your island because you're next to the water. Maybe they figure, you know, like a good
Buckets.
wave will come along and, like, blow out your house.
Buckets.
No, there's a fire station down the other end of the island, but they're usually hear them by now unless nobody called.
Maybe they don't like your neighbor and they're hoping he dies.
Maybe they're not home.
Maybe you should call 911.
I should probably call 911, huh?
Yeah, you should do
Yeah,
it.
because I think we could be prosecuted if you let your
Neighbor's house. Yeah, and we're all sitting here just talking about it. Yeah.
All right.
I think you should probably go find out if
just-
they're home by breaking into their house.
I should do that and make sure all their valuables are,
In your pocket.
Safe.
I mean,
Right,
safe.
right. Yeah.
Right.
If you find any awesome paintings,
You know to get those two.
Actually, I should actually probably call 911, huh? Yeah, I should do that.
Yeah, go ahead. We'll wait.
Why was that a question?
Well, good Samaritan.
Should I? Yeah.
Hold on a second.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, guys, go ahead.
Yeah, get your garden
Actually,
hose
just
out.
Let the 911 operator in on the fucking podcast.
Well,
That
I was
would've
saying,
been
you
incredible.
capturing this, yeah.
That'd been great. Oh my
He
god.
did one time when he was bouncing for a
Yes.
bar in Savannah. He was it a police officer that he asked to come on the
It
podcast?
was. He had a cop come on. He was just standing out and said, "Hey man, why don't you come over here and we're on the podcast. You want to talk?" We talked to this cop for a few minutes.
Nice. Are you guys all in the same area, or are you guys?
Oh no.
Nuh-uh.
Rum is in North Carolina right now.
And
Okay.
we and I are separated by water.
Yeah, and we're separated by water.
Which body of water?
The shape of it.
The shape of one of you likes the movie, one of you hates the movie.
Not
It can't survive.
the Mississippi River.
Oh, okay.
We're over here in Louisiana.
Gotcha. All right.
Where are you?
I'm in upstate New York.
That's right. You're in New York.
Yeah.
God.
So
Nice.
the weather this winter has been interesting. It's been we had a couple days in February where it was like 70 degrees, but then we just got like a foot of snow. So you just never know.
Welcome to Louisiana.
Is that what Louisiana was like?
Our weather is like
the snow.
yeah. Oh, well, we got a little bit.
Nah, that was last year. We got snow.
No, we got some this year too. Little flurries, nothing like nothing on the ground or anything. And that's what's fucking funny about over here is like the very little bit we had over here this year, shit was shut down for like a day.
I was gonna say, does it cause a panic when you guys have an inch of snow?
We don't even get an inch.
Oh, it don't matter.
We get like a
Hey,
little bit
guys.
of ice on the wall. Hey, Rum.
Hey,
Is anyone
I'm gonna go try to put it out.
with? I mean,
With
all right.
what?
Well, switch from whiskey to water then, because whiskey's flammable.
Well, I called and they said, please hold. Please hold.
Okay.
911 put you on hold.
They
Well,
put me on hold.
We'll be here, Rum. You go save. You're take the advice of Smokey the Bear. Only you can prevent forest fires on an island. I don't know. Go. Just fucking
All
go.
right. All right.
Shut up. Just shut your mouth.
His camera on and maybe take it with him.
Ooh.
I think, well, I could find my.
The house is burning.
How about this, Rum?
All right. I'm gonna go try to put it out.
Call
with
us on
the
your
hose.
cell phone when you're out there.
All right, Dave. If I don't come back, it was very nice talking with you again.
I hope you live.
I should be fine. I should be all right.
Okay. Well, we'll look forward to talking again.
Hurry
I
back,
wonder if there's
princess.
any beer in the fridge or something. I'm gonna
Oh,
go
Jesus Christ.
Their house is gonna fucking burn.
Yeah, and Rum's like, man, I need to get some beer.
That was interesting.
Man, that's what happens. This show is always interesting.
That motherfucker better not die, because if he's gonna die, he should at least do it on the podcast so we can make some money off.
Right, we can make some ratings off of that, man. He could at least sacrifice himself for the show.
Yeah, we could be like the new Logan Paul. Is that the guy or is it the other guy?
No, it's Logan Paul. He's the idiot that filmed a dead body in the Japanese suicide forest.
I didn't know if it was the other one, Sean Paul.
No. Sean Paul and Logan Paul have nothing to do with each other, but the idiot that was on Bizarre on the Disney Channel is the other one's his brother, whatever the fuck his last name. I forget his name.
So wait, who's the guy? He did what? He filmed a dead body? What?
Logan Paul is an idiot vlogger on YouTube, and he was extremely popular. Like really. He got like 8 bajillion people to follow him in like less than a year. No one's ever done that before. You know, he had like 10 million subscribers and stuff like that.
Okay.
So he decided to go. They took a trip to Japan, and they were going to go camp out in the suicide forest in Japan, which is named that because that's where people go to kill themselves. Well, he ended up going with some friends of his, and they were, videoing themselves the whole time. And they walking through the forest, and lo and behold, they actually found someone who had hung himself in the forest. And instead of just saying, "Oh my God,"
sorry, just to correct you, no, it wasn't Jesus.
Right? No, it wasn't.
Right,
Some poor Asian guy. And so instead of just saying that they found this, and he decided to walk up to the body and film it, and he got fucking hammered really, really bad on the internet, and like he's lost like all of his sponsors and all kind of shit. Yeah, so he's really.
Well, actually, as of now, he did like 3 or 4 other things, and as of now, I think he's demonetized totally.
Oh, really? He's done now? Okay.
I forget what the last. He did a bunch of different shit, but the last thing I think they either demonetized him or maybe they just shut down his channel.
No, his channel's still up because he's been posting these videos of him with like they're saying stuff like his legal crew or legal team won't let him do this, won't let him say this, and they have to edit like his videos big time.
I mean, so that story begs a couple of questions. Number one, why is there a forest in Japan where people go to kill themselves?
Because Japanese people are really fucking weird and tightly wound, and there's as I recall, there's a really high suicide rate there.
Well, I mean, I guess I understand, the correlation between like a tightly wound society and an increased suicide rate, but in a forest.
Well, I mean, what do you want, Dave? You want them to start jumping out of buildings, falling on?
No, it just seems interesting to me that, I mean, not interesting. I mean, it seems horribly sad, I suppose, that there's like a dedicated place where a bunch of people go to. Anyways, okay, so number 2.
He's like, well, fuck you guys. All right, next.
Number 2, why would this guy? I don't know. I guess I just
ratings, man, ratings.
Yeah, I guess. Okay, sure. Yeah.
Look, the kid made, because he is a kid. He's like in his early 20s or something.
Yeah,
like
he's
that.
20. I think he's 22.
Okay, so children aren't wired to become internationally famous in like 5 minutes. And so him and his brother are multi-millionaires. They're basically, I mean, just imagine being that famous, having like teenage girls trying to suck your dick like as soon as you like walk out of
having adult women too, probably.
Yeah. And you've got, literally millions of dollars, and you can do anything you want. Anything.
Yeah.
Like, you're gonna go a little fucking crazy. And also when you replace like hard work with fame, and you replace like basically you remove the how'd you speak? Like there's all reward and there's no sacrifice.
Sure.
And the only good you have, it's sort of like making them into like artificial sociopaths. The only good they know is ratings, because that's how they make their money. That's how they get everything.
Right.
So why wouldn't you do, like, if you're a lot
Yeah,
of
it's supposed to.
like
Well, and like you said, I mean, a lot of these people have just become famous for really essentially doing nothing, right? I mean, it's just
Correct.
like, or there was, I don't even know what the hell I was doing, but I was just scrolling through Instagram one night. And I'm like anybody else. Like I'm against the idea of spending too much time on your phone, and I still do it from time to time. But anyways, I came across this Instagram account, and I don't know what the name of the account was. I can't remember it. I wouldn't be able to find it again, but it was just this kid who had pretty severe acne, and half of his videos were him at like the dermatologist, and the other half were split between him either playing basketball or like smoking weed. And somehow this kid has like 1.5 million followers.
Yep.
Well, you can actually become rich through Instagram. They have, and I'll name someone that I know does it. There's this girl who's actually from Baton Rouge named Lindsay Pellis.
Okay.
And she is an Instagram model. Basically, she's an Instagram model.
Model. Okay. I thought you said mom. I was like,
Not to my knowledge. No. But she's got tits like they should be giving out milk. I mean, I'm not insulting her. She knows it, but she's got some big ones. So she's famous literally for just like posing, like taking pictures and posting them on Instagram. And so these companies, like the main one that she does is some company called First Form, which is like dietary supplements. They basically pay her to pose with their products, and that's all. She's literally done nothing else. She Dan Blazarian was her boyfriend for a while and taught her how to do it. But yeah, and she's not the only one. I mean, there are dozens of these women. I'm sure more.
So you're saying that if I get enough followers on Instagram, I can pose with like a paintbrush and some diet pills. And
let me ask you, Dave, do you have like really nice tits?
Yeah, I mean,
then yes,
I think they're great.
I mean, are they perky? You're 38. I mean, I gotta imagine they're pointing towards the.
I told you I stopped drinking the heavy beers, so I'm all about the perk now.
And he has not touched Taco Bell in a long time either. So
no Taco Bell.
So
although we have
now you're giving up that lucrative Taco Bell Instagram money.
Taco Bell.
But yeah, no, there are people that like. I mean, YouTube at least I get. I mean, you got to do something. But Instagram, as much as I love Instagram, I do like the fact that these people are rich from literally just taking pictures and posting them on Instagram. It's pretty.
Are they rich from this, or are they just like? I just.
Oh no, dude, they're fucking
put it
rich.
This way. They're way richer than the three of us are. Maybe now, I'm not saying that this woman, I don't know what kind of money she pulls in. She might not be a millionaire, but I guarantee you she's probably bought a house off.
Yeah. I mean, it's easy. I guess it's easy for us to sit back and be like, damn kids. But I mean, this is the way the world is working, I guess, now. So might as well sit back and embrace it, right?
Damn
I
kids!
Mean, look, if I could make a living doing that, I'd do it. I'm not.
Oh yeah, fuck yeah.
Nobody wants to see my tits because I can.
You have other parts.
Yeah. Oh, there we go. All right. That's what I'm talking about.
You're welcome.
so sexy.
I wonder if Rum's dead.
I don't know. I don't think he's dead.
It's taking him a long time to put out that fire.
He's probably drinking and looking at the fire.
Yeah. Ooh, marshmallows.
Yeah, exactly.
Like a King of the Hill kind of a thing.
What?
Like a King of the Hill kind of a thing. You're all standing outside just
Drinking, yeah, dude. Yeah.
What do you do if your house is on fire and your neighbor's cooking a hot dog with it?
I don't know. Like, how would you react to that?
If your house was on fire and you knew that your neighbor was cooking a hot dog next to it?
No, you show up and your neighbor's just using the fire from your house to cook a hot dog instead of putting it out.
Oh, I mean, yeah, I think I'd be a little upset.
Would you push him in the fire, Dave?
I don't think I'd push him in the fire.
I would, Dave. I would push him in the fire.
I'd at least get a bite of that hot dog.
Well, that's because you're a nicer guy than I am, I guess.
I mean, you could.
Well, I mean, hopefully you've got insurance. Like, I mean, yeah, obviously there's things that you can't, there's.
Well, you can always set your
all of that, but
you can always set your neighbor's house on fire and eat the hot dog off of theirs.
Yeah, I suppose so. Yeah, I mean, you could always just cook your own hot dog, I guess.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But not anymore, Dave. You can't anymore, Dave. The whole house is burnt down. I mean, your stove and everything is gone, Dave.
All right, I think we've run out of things to talk about.
No, we haven't, Dave. Tell these people where they can purchase your art or see your art, actually, because you are a phenomenal artist, man, and I know we've just ran off the mouth and bullshitted about a bunch of stuff, but
honestly, that's the best way I feel like to do a podcast. I feel like the interview style where you just launch a bunch of questions at somebody and have them answer systematically it's maybe not the most fun. So yeah, this has been great.
It's too sterile, man.
And I didn't have to do shit. Like, you guys actually did most of the talking, and it was great.
Well, that's why you need to tell your friends, man. Tell Ryan Reynolds to come on the show.
Yeah, he listens to me.
You tell him, say, hey, Ryan, look, I gave you that Deadpool picture idea. You know what I'm saying? Like,
so, hey, Ryan, I got an idea for a whale to rape a kid in a movie.
And I really, really figured out a way to tie in Human Centipede, Princess Diaries, and The Color Purple.
I thought 12 Years a Slave is what we decided on.
Oh, damn. Well, I don't know. I kind of like The Color Purple because, a picture of Whoopi, not Whoopi Goldberg. It was Whoopi Goldberg crying would have been good. Tied up with the Human Centipede would have been interesting.
There's I was listening to an interview with this guy. His name is Eli Roth, and he's he's like, yeah, okay, great. He was talking.
Oh, actually,
he also did Death Wish.
Yeah, he the new one, right? Yeah,
which is awesome, by the way.
I haven't seen it yet. Again, can't afford to go out to the movies anymore. But anyways, so he was talking about in his spare time, he can't help it, but he just thinks about just like shitty movies that he would like to make. And he was describing this one, and it was so perfect. It was like a nun who gets struck by lightning and then becomes super smart. And then I don't know if she actually goes off and like helps fight crime or whatever, but the title of it, he said, was going to be None the Wiser. That was fantastic.
That sounds like a title that Rum came up with.
Fantastic. And so I thought it would be kind of fun to start dabbling in creating movie posters for just awful movies that don't exist, but we want to exist. So I might start with that one. I might steal his idea and create that movie.
Well, that's actually a really good idea.
Yeah, right. None the wiser. Nice. It's like, she took a vow of silence and she can't actually talk, so she has to communicate. Man,
that's good. I like this.
Anyways, that was a shitty attempt on my part to fill the void with some fun.
That was good, Dave. I enjoyed that.
Don't be put off by me digging my ears. My ears itch.
I thought I'd be distracted by looking at this visage or whatever and trying to talk, but it has not bothered me at all. I like the shirt a lot.
Yes. Are you a Funko Pop collector as well?
I'm not. My sister is. She's got so many of these things. Actually, she got me for Christmas. She got me a Bob Ross Funko Pop.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So I was looking to buy some. I'm getting rid of all of mine.
Yeah.
You are? Yeah.
I have
because
a ton too.
Essentially worthless, right?
Some of them, yes. Most of the, I guess it depends. Like some of them are worth about what you paid for them. Some of them are worth a lot of money, and there's a handful that are worth what, $3,000 or something like that.
No, there's the most expensive one that I've seen so far is 13,000. I think it was going for, but it was a
2,000.
Yeah, as a prototype for Clockwork Orange, and it was signed by the guys who actually did it. What happened was when they first released him, it was a Clockwork Orange was one of the first pops ever made, but they only made, I think the normal one only had 12, and the Chase one only had 2 or something like that. Well, that's
such a perfect one to start with, because I mean, obviously it's such a recognizable. You just gotta do the one eye with like big eyelashes.
Yeah,
and, it'd be very, very easy.
So they released it, but then they had to pull them all off the market, but there was only a couple of them, so they didn't have to pull too many because of the fact that they lost the license to it. So they never really were released out to the public. So those single ones there are going for a lot of, like, I think you can get the regular one for like $1,500, and then the Chase one is like $3,000, but the prototype for that was like $15,000.
Sure. Well, how does that even work with a company like that, where they have such a wide net of characters that they are just sort of like mass producing? How do they? So they go and get licenses for all of these different things. That's gotta. Yeah. I mean, that's gotta be a nightmare.
Well, dude, think about it. I mean, they're making money hand over fist on these things right now. I mean, I'm sure the production is not that expensive for one of them.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah. Right.
And they sell them for $10 to $15 a piece.
Right. And you can find literally anything that you want. It's the breadth of pop culture that they've.
Oh yeah, yeah.
There's like a Weird Al Funko Pop that I saw the other day, and I was like, "Oh man, that'd be sweet."
Yeah, it's they're not out yet. There's 2. There's one for fat, and there's a normal one.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna buy both of them.
That's great. Oh man, yeah. My sister, she's got a bunch of them, but I mean, I'm not really a collector of many things. Like my house, my wife has a bunch of like knick-knacky kind of things scattered about the house, but in like an orderly fashion. I don't really collect much, but I can imagine that if I did, it would just, something like the Funko Pops, like those things take up a lot of space if you have a bunch of them. Like,
yeah.
Yes, they do.
Wayne has a room.
I have a room.
You have a room devoted to these.
Well, actually,
sitting on a chair made out of Funko Pops.
Yes. yes. The little hands go up my ass every now and then.
That's. Oh.
I like how everybody paused on that. That was beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh, that's weird.
Is that the only thing that you collect? Or
no.
I mean, it's, okay.
I've been a toy collector since I was 13.
I've been a toy collector since you were. Okay,
yeah,
so what else do you have?
Star Wars, He-Man, you name it. Anything from the 80s, I have a bunch of.
Now, do you collect it because you're trying to? I mean, is it like an investment, or do you just really like these toys?
It's just for me.
He's trying to fill a void in his heart that has remained there since he was 13.
Yeah.
That only He-Man can fill.
That's right. Yeah. No, man, I've been collecting for years.
Every chance he gets.
It's like anything. I mean, I didn't collect comic books really as a kid. I had a few, but I was more into collecting the action figures. Yeah,
gotcha. I have a collection. The only thing that I do have a collection of right now, which I haven't looked at in a very, very long time, but I have a collection of Mad magazines.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. I used to love those things. So
I don't think they publish anymore.
I don't think they do either. I'm definitely gonna. At some point, I'm gonna do a Spy versus Spy.
You have to.
I have to, right? It's kind of a moral imperative. Yeah, I'm going to do that. It's on my list, so I will do it. And when I do it, I'll send you guys a picture.
Please, I would love to see that. actually.
Yeah.
Again, you didn't finish. You got to tell these people where to get your stuff.
I think if you just, number one, I do the social media thing. So
no, you don't. You barely look at it.
It's I'm all day, every day scrolling. It's just at Dave Pollot Art on any of those social media platforms, but then also just DavePollot.com. I think you can find, things there.
Just things. He's not sure what they are because his wife controls everything.
She's so much more interesting to talk to when it comes to that side of the thing. Because she has been, I fought her every step of the way when it came to
why?
Just because not that I didn't want to sell this stuff, but it was just like, at the time it was an investment and we invested quite a bit into building this, the business side of the artwork. And so, and she kept coming up with these like, oh, well, what if we made like these types of prints or these types of prints? What if we did it on canvas? What if we did it on stretch canvas? And every step of the way, I was like, how much is it going to cost? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But she's like, don't worry, it's going to be worth it. It's going to be worth it. And, of course, she was obviously right. And now you should, it's crazy. We have trucks every once in a while that will deliver just rolls of bubble wrap on pallets that we have to somehow stuff into our house, which is like 1,600 square feet.
That's fantastic.
On the big side.
Dave, next time this happens, please take a picture and send it to us.
Oh, I have pictures. I'll find them and I'll send them to you.
Please. Oh, that's so incredible.
But she's never been happier than when she gets like these supplies. It's just like, her face just absolutely lights up. We are now living in so the master bedroom is her office, which was the biggest bedroom in the house. We were we are in the second biggest bedroom, but we don't have any more spare bedrooms because like the third and final spare bedroom is like a photo studio. Our basement is it's covered floor to ceiling in unaltered pieces that I have yet to work on, like hundreds of them. It's taken over our house quite a bit. So, so I don't have room to collect anything because you were already
collecting stuff, Dave.
I was collecting, all of this stuff. So
bubble wrap is your collection.
It's like I always say, behind every great man is a woman telling him he's not good enough. He's going to die alone.
And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank Dave Pollot for joining us again. Dave, next time, don't take so long to come back, man.
Well, you just gotta. It actually took us this long, 3 years, to figure out how to get Skype to work.
Yeah, you're right. So let's not make it another 3 years, man.
So why don't you guys just choose just fucking Google Hangouts?
Well, we tried. We tried Google Hangouts too, and it doesn't work as good.
Why?
I don't know. It just doesn't work as good. It broke up way more than this did.
Shows over. Let's end. Nobody wants to sit here and listen to us talk about Google.
Hey, you never know. As Dave's promoting his company, Google.
That's right, Google.
If you want to, listen after we say keep it metal, and we'll go on for 20 minutes about the size of Wendy's fries and Google Hangouts.
How are these not the interesting conversations? This is the meat. This is the spice of. You're right. This is not.
Dave loves meat. Anyway, I was your host, Wayne.
I'm Adam, and by the way, the Rum Guy is alive. He just texted me.
Oh, thank God. Okay.
Did he put the fire out?
And you, my friend, are?
I'm Dave Pollot.
That's right. And remember, ladies and gentlemen, to keep it metal! Oh, yeah!
That's it.